Hello and welcome to Tech Deals. Today have I got a deal for you. Sitting in front of me is a pretty awesome gaming machine for $350. Yes, you heard me right. You can in fact build a good gaming computer for $350. Now, 2 points. First of all, it is not the fastest gaming computer on earth. If you want the most uber elite awesome computer in the world, you do have to spend a lot more than $350. But if your expectations are reasonable and you want to game on a single monitor at 1080p resolution, this actually will do a lot of stuff. The second point I wish to make is this video is in 3 parts. The first part is I'm going to talk about the computer itself, what comes in it, what the hardware is, why I picked it, and so on and so forth. The second part is going to be general Windows performance, opening web browsers, playing videos, opening applications. I want you to see how fluid Windows runs. The third part will be game performance. I'm going to load up several games and show you how they perform. Now, I'm going to put links here to skip to the various sections. So, step 1, if you don't care about my long speech about what's in the computer, and by the way, you can read what's in the computer in the video description below if you simply wish to see the list of parts. You can click here, and this will skip you to the second part of the video where I do general Windows performance. If you want to just see gaming performance, I will put a link on top of the monitor itself just below that will take you to the third part of the video showing you how well it plays games. I'll leave those links up for just a minute, so I'll stand over here, and the reason being is I'm going to quickly tell you what's in it, so if that's enough information, you can use one of those links to go to either of those performance. This will be a long video and not everybody wants to watch the whole thing. Now, this computer has an AMD A10-7870K CPU. Yes, that's a mouthful. It's their APU line, their Accelerated Processing Unit line. It is a quad-core 4-CPU chip, and it's got 8 graphics chip cores on it, which translates to 512 streaming processors. It is the best integrated graphics chip you can buy on the market. It's faster than anything Intel makes. If you are looking for a low-end, reasonable price machine that has gaming horsepower for graphics, this is it. Now, the CPU side is not as fast as Intel, but for many games that doesn't matter. Many games want more graphics power rather than CPU power. And if you're looking for graphics power and you're looking at the low end of the price spectrum, this is the kind of chip you want. There is 8 gigabytes of system RAM in here, and it's fast system RAM, 2400 megahertz. I have a gigabyte motherboard in here. The motherboard itself is about $50, and there is a 240 gigabyte solid state drive running the whole thing. You can do a hard drive if you want, and there's reasons for that. We'll talk about that later. But basically, AMD APU A10 7870K CPU, boy, that is a mouthful. It's in a mini tower case, 400 watt power supply, and that's pretty much it, $350. Links to all these parts will be in the description below. I have also done, I'll take those links down now, I have also done an install video in this exact machine. I did it not just an hour and a half ago. I will link to it here, showing the installation of Windows 10 from scratch off of a USB thumb drive, showing what it's like to install Windows 10 from scratch. It's actually relatively easy, so if you want to watch that, click that video. Now, as far as why I picked these components versus other options and what maybe are your choices, that's what this part of the video is. So those other links that take you to part 2 and 3, go click those if you want. Otherwise, here we go. Intel makes some excellent processors, and for higher-end machines, I recommend Intel all day long. But as you come down in the price spectrum, AMD gives you more for your money. The performance they give you, this particular CPU, this is what's installed in here, this chip is $140. But for $140, you get both the CPU and the graphics card. Now, Intel chips provide graphics as well, but they aren't as good as AMD's graphics. They're serviceable, they work, and if all you're ever going to play is Minecraft and League of Legends, then actually Intel's chips work just fine. But they don't cost any less. A 2-core chip from Intel, the i3 for example, has graphics that are slower than this, but the CPU itself is actually a little bit faster in some ways. But that CPU is 120. So for 140, you get a graphics chip that is at least twice as fast as what Intel provides, and you get 4 cores. Not bad. The motherboard is Gigabyte. In fact, I think I have the box. Yeah, I do. This is don't worry about the model number. It'll be linked in the description below. The thing you need to know is that the socket that these use is called FM2 plus. FM, the number 2, and then a plus sign. Many companies make these motherboards. It doesn't really matter which one you use, so long as it has the major difference are the features. How many serial ATA ports to plug drives into, what kind of connectors they have on the back, does it have HDMI, VGA, etc., how many USB ports does it have, that's what really matters. Otherwise they are more or less the same. Now for a case like this, you want to make sure you get a micro ATX board, not a full-size ATX, but most of these are micro ATX. These are about $50. The RAM that's in here, I mentioned it's 8 gigabytes of RAM and it's DDR3, double data rate 3, 2400 megahertz RAM. This is actually really important. Insert important asterisk here. The reason for this is the graphics chip on the AMD processor uses your system RAM, in this case 1 gigabyte of it, to render the images and do all of its processing. It's very important that you have fast RAM for this. If you use a dedicated add-in graphics card, this doesn't matter so much. Standard speeds these days for DDR3, the standard speeds for double data rate 3 memory is 1600 megahertz. For regular machines, that's fine. There's no reason to go faster. However, in this case, it's very important that you go with 2400 megahertz memory. It's 50% faster, and it makes a world of difference when it comes to your gaming and graphics performance. The price difference is not huge, it's a few dollars. In this case, it's about $40 to buy 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now you can certainly buy 16, but we're trying to keep the price point down. It's about an additional $30, $30 to $35 to get 16 gigs of RAM, and that's the first question mark I would toss up here. Do you want 8 or 16? Frankly, it works fine with 8. 16 is nice to have, and if you have the extra $30 and want to toss it in there, by all means, I will make sure there's a link to 16 gigabytes as well as 8 in the description below. The case, let's talk about the case for a minute. This is a Rosewill case. It is a mini tower case. This is $57 on Amazon at the moment. Now, it includes the power supply for that price. It's a 400 watt power supply. A lot of cheap cases only come with 300 watts, which actually would still be fine for this, but it's nice to have the extra 100 watts for future expansion. Maybe you want to add a graphics card in the future. It does come with a 400 watt power supply. There are 2 3.5 inch hard drive bays inside and 3 5.25 inch bays. Now, there is no 2.5 inch bay to put the SSD into, but first of all, many SSDs come with a drive mounting bracket, and they're not very expensive. They're about $6. You can buy one on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below if you need one. The keyboard is not included in that price, but these aren't very expensive. For basic keyboards, I recommend Logitech, and for about $20, $25, you get a wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse that comes with an adapter. For about $15, you can get one with wires, so those aren't expensive. What's not included in the $350 price is the Windows license. Now, there are less expensive ways to get Windows besides paying the $120 that Microsoft wants. That is a subject for a different video. I will make another video talking about legal ways to get Windows for less. First of all, if you already have a copy of Windows, maybe you have one on an older machine, maybe you have one you're not using, well, by all means, put it on here and you're good to go. But that's a topic for another video. I will leave that issue aside since not everybody needs to buy a copy of Windows. What other changes would I make? I mentioned the hard drive before. You can put a hard drive in here if you want to. There actually is a hard drive in here at the moment because I want one in there. There's a 1 terabyte Western Digital 7200 RPM hard drive in there, and you could put that in and leave the SSD out. The hard drive is $50, the SSD is $60, so it's $10 more, but the SSD is a quarter of the space. But it makes a world of difference to the responsiveness and the speed of the computer. I would not in 2016 build a computer without an SSD. If you want to save some money, you can save $20 and get a 120 gig SSD, but I think for $20 giving up half your space isn't worth it. The other direction, getting a 500 gig SSD, is a little out of place in a computer at this price point, but it's an option. Those are about $100 to $110. And there you go. So you can either do a hard drive or an SSD. I strongly recommend an SSD. You don't need an add-in graphics card. In fact, if you think you might put in an add-in graphics card, a dedicated graphics card from either AMD or NVIDIA, then this might not be the right CPU for you, because AMD sells this chip, the 4-core part, for about $70. So the graphics card part adds 40, 45, 60, 70, it's basically half the price of this chip. I had to do the math for a second. Half the price of this chip is the graphics side and half is the CPU side. If you want to get a dedicated graphics card, then what you should really buy is just the 4-core chip itself, and then buy a dedicated graphics card. But that will cost more money. It'll give you more performance, but it'll cost more money and take us kind of out of the realm of what we're discussing here. Now, first let me say, questions, comments, thoughts, feedback. Was that enough information? Do you need more information? That's what the comment box below is. I do read the comments and I will answer them if there's any specific questions I can help you with. If you have any feedback for the video, I'm certainly open to receiving it. Be sure to like the video or dislike it as you prefer. And remember to subscribe to my channel. That button is down there. I will toss in a note here. I did not receive any of these products for free. I bought all of these components off of Amazon myself. The only revenue source for the videos that I make are the links in the video description below. They are referral links to Amazon. They pay me a small commission. It does not affect your price in any way, but that is my revenue source for these videos. I'm not getting sponsored. I didn't get any of this free from any of the companies. And welcome to the second part of this video. Now, if you watched the first part of this video, great. And if you click the button to skip forward to it, that's okay too. We are going to take a look at general Windows performance. I'm going to open Google's Chrome here, and we're going to type in, let's go to YouTube. And let's take a look and see what happens when have I got my sound muted? Good, I've got to have it muted for copyright reasons. Let's see what happens when I open a bunch of YouTube videos. Now, 6 YouTube videos are playing at the same time. Wonderful, no problem. This computer does that without a problem. We're sitting here playing 6 different YouTube videos at the same time. Part of that is the 4-core processor. Part of that is the 8 gigabytes of fast memory, the 2400 megahertz RAM. And then a big part of it is the solid state drive that's in the computer. That would have been much slower on a hard drive. Now, I can already hear your thoughts. You're getting ready to comment below, but you have a fast internet connection. Well, yes, I do. I have a 75 megabit up and down internet connection, so that certainly helps. But I can tell you from personal experience, with a hard drive, with a dual core older machine, even on this internet connection, that is much slower without a decent computer. The fast internet connection doesn't help if your computer is slugging and chugging with slow CPU, slow RAM, and beating away at a hard drive instead of an SSD. So it sits here and plays these videos just fine. So let's open up a new Chrome window. I'm leaving the 6 YouTube videos playing, and we're going to go to Yahoo. Why Yahoo? Because it has a busy, complicated page. I'm going to open sports, finance, and news. 3 complex, detailed pages on Yahoo's website. Look at that. Right up. No problem scrolling through them. No problem loading up all the articles and pictures. It has no issues whatsoever. General Windows performance is just simply not an issue. So we'll close all of that and we'll come down here. Now, we can leave it open, but at some point it becomes a bit ridiculous. I'm going to come down here. Instead, I'm going to start opening apps. We're going to open Microsoft Edge, calculator, not that that's a big deal, alarms. I'm going to open Microsoft Maps. I'm going to open Get Started. I'll go ahead and open Chrome back up. I'm going to open up the Windows Store. Why not? I'll open up News, TV, Groove Music. I think I'll go ahead and open up Solitaire. Why not? What else can I open? Money. And I will open up Weather. It is 54 degrees and cloudy in New York at the moment. Oh, there's a coastal flood watch. That's not good. If you're in New York, well, by the time you watch this video, that's gone, so it doesn't matter. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 programs open. Does it matter? Let's take a look. There's Edge, Chrome, there's our store, calculator, alarms, maps. Let's see how well maps scroll around. Let's zoom in on New York and see what's going on there. Sure, totally responsive. How about we start the video in Windows Getting Started? There's news. No, I don't want breaking news. Movies. Fair enough. There's music. Solitaire, I guess if you want to play solitaire. No, I don't want breaking alerts. And there's our weather. Again, very responsive. You can open up tons of stuff, many tabs, many pages. The whole purpose of what I'm showing you here is to show you that for $350, you can open up a dozen programs, a dozen tabs, play 6 YouTube videos at the same time. Very responsive. The computer just doesn't care. And I'll just use Alt F4 to close all these out. They close instantly, and we're right back here to the Windows desktop. While we're here at the Windows desktop, I'm going to show you how fast this reboots. Start, power, watch the time on the video. 1, 2, 3, 3 seconds to that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. From clicking restart to the desktop is about 21 seconds. I use nice long passwords with letters and numbers and uppercase and lowercase for security. And we're back to the Windows desktop. No hesitation, everything runs perfectly. What more do you want? Windows performance, awesome. You don't need anything more than this. You can want, sure, but you don't need anything more than that. Well, Steam has an update, go figure. That's the end of part 2 of this video. I will remind you again, if you're not interested in the gaming performance, the links to all the stuff is in the description below. Like the video if you like it, don't if you don't. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I always appreciate that. I've got lots more videos coming. Comments, questions, suggestions, feedback, thoughts, opinions, random ideas, comment section below. What would you like to see next? What would be helpful? What more could I provide for you? I'm, after all, here for you, the viewer, not for me. So I certainly appreciate it. Now, on to part 3, which will be next. And welcome to part 3 of this video. If you skipped part 2 and or part 1, no problem. There were links to fast forward. Now we're just looking at gaming performance. This is the AMD A10 7870K CPU, and for gaming, it's quite impressive. Now, I've got several games loaded up, and let's start off with something really easy. We're going to do Minecraft. That's not what I meant to click. There we go. Minecraft. Minecraft is not the most complex game in the world, but it's actually more complex than a lot of people think. I'll hit play, new world. Let's take a look at the, see if I can get some elevation going. Oh, I didn't pick creative. That's all right. There's a treasure chest. Been a while since I haven't played this in creative. I usually play in creative. Now, what more do you want? I mean, you can see the world of the game is smooth. It's totally responsive as I move the controls. So, this computer will play Minecraft without any reservations. I have not changed any of the graphics details. They're set all to high and fancy by default. So we'll close that out. What else are we going to take a look at? Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider. This is the 2013 version of Tomb Raider. I'll hit play. This is running at 1080p at normal detail settings. Now, so it's not set to ultra or high. It's not set to low. It's set to normal, to the default detail settings. We can escape out of all that. I'm going to hit continue. I've previously moved this to a save game point. Now this is fairly early in the game where Laura is, as she's just fallen down and she's trapped in the underground cave and she needs to escape. We're not going to do this for very long, but I just want you to see the quality of the graphics and how smooth it is to realize you don't have to spend $1,000 to play AAA gaming titles. Some, but games like Tomb Raider, take a look at this. And she's holding her side because she's fallen on a piece of metal and it hurt her. But you can see her hair move, you can see the lights. And there she is. That's kind of creepy looking. I hope she didn't care about that person. Now I'm going to press E to pick up the torch. And you can see, as we move around, you can see the lighting effects on the walls. And I'm going to hold E to ignite this. And it burns away the obstruction. Look how beautiful that is. $350 computer. It plays beautifully. What more do you need? So we're going to squeeze through the rocks here. Oops, your torch went out on the water. So I'm going to press Q to examine the environment. You can see it all light up. So you get the point. It plays very, very well. It plays very nicely. I mean, you don't actually have to spend a lot of money to play these games. So I'm going to press Escape and exit to main menu and exit. And we will quit this game. The reason why I'm doing this live is I want you to see the transitions and the loading time so you realize, because it's easy for me to record some footage and just plop it up here on the screen and say, this is what it looks like and this is what it looks like. But I'm running this live in front of you, running on this computer, which at the end of this video, I'll open up the side panel. You'll see what's in it. Let's do something different that's fun. Lego Marvel Superheroes. My kids love this game. Just in case you think, oh, it's a Lego game, that's for kids. This is actually a very fun game for adults too. I play this with my kids. There are over 100 characters to collect. There's mini missions, there's puzzles, there's secret areas. Don't let the Lego name fool you. If you've never played this game, it's often for sale at a very good price on Steam. And there's so many vehicles to unlock. There's flying things to unlock. There's different skins and outfits. And it's funny. It's hilarious. I love this thing. They do a really good job with these games. Marvel. Marvel and Disney taking over the universe. So let me hit U to skip. We'll just go to the menu. New game. And I'll go to slot 4. Yep. And here we go. I always love the opening scene. This is the Silver Surfer, followed by Iron Man, everybody's favorite. Oh man, tell me that's not cool. The helicarrier is awesome. Just the idea of a flying aircraft carrier. The 10-year-old boy in all of us loves that. Hello, Silver Surfer. Oh, Iron Man. This is running at full 1080p at normal quality. What more do you need? Great performance. Actually, don't remember if you can skip this or not. You might not be able to. Anyway, you get the idea. It's beautiful. What more do you want? Uh-oh, I think this is Dr. Doom. Every good hero story needs a villain. Dr. Doom. Way too much fun. All right, well, I'll just use Task Manager to kill it. Normally you shouldn't do this, but whatever. So I'm just going to kill it using Task Manager because you get the point and nobody wants to sit here and watch this endlessly. Maybe you like to play some of the free online games. World of Warships, my son and I love World of Warships. We absolutely positively love World of Warships. This game is fun. I have not actually run this game on this computer yet. I loaded the others up earlier to do the one-time setups, but I haven't done this one yet. Game loading. Okay, and so now here we are with the game up. I had to mess around with my username and password, which is why I cut that section out, and then it took a second or two to load because I'd never loaded it on this computer. So here we go. I'm going to load up a battle. The settings, which I will show here in a second, you are in queue for battle. We're doing a co-op battle. I'm hoping that'll queue faster. I can't completely control this sort of thing because, of course, we're playing an online game. Here we go. What map are we in? Big race. Team members. I am in the Battleship Texas, and there's one other Texas facing us. It's a co-op, duh. I don't do co-ops very much. I usually play random battles. Man, how beautiful is that ship? Let me pop up the settings and show you. So I'm in full screen windowed mode. Anti-aliasing is turned off. Graphics detail is set to medium. All defaults accepted. No, nothing was changed in here. How pretty is that ship? And in terms of performance, watch me zoom in and out. No issues. Very smooth. I'm not going to fight a full battle because obviously that would take 10, 15 minutes and nobody wants to watch a full battle. It's way too much fun though. I might end up fighting the whole battle and then I'll just edit it and say, and we're back and done with the battle, because I love this. It's just way too much fun. What boy doesn't want to be the captain of his own ship? Bring up the map, set my autopilot course. Be fun to show blowing up a ship. My wife, somebody's sending rounds off for some reason. My wife has often suggested to me that I start a Twitch account because I love playing games like this. I'll be completely honest, I don't entirely understand Twitch. But then again, I don't understand professional sports either. People pay huge sums of money to watch other people play games. If I want to watch a basketball game, I'll go be in the basketball game. I like shooting hoops. You know, if I want to watch a football game, I don't really want to play football, so I don't watch football either. Oh, here we go. Where are you? There we go. Okay, let's see if I can't get... I'm going to have to make a right turn a bit. Where's the land? Okay, we're good. Let's see. 7. Oh, where are you? Whoa, all my rounds are downrange. Come on, hit something. Oh, everything missed. It happens. I'm not used to playing with no sound. It's weird. I can't have any sound on because of the copyright rules. Reload, 4 seconds, 3, 2. Repair. Oh, I got a hit and an incapacitation. But I got to turn. Ooh, I shot down a plane. How cool is that? Will he reload in time? No, 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I think several of those will hit. Nice! 3 hits. 1 set on fire, 1 incapacitation. Uh-oh. You know what? We're going to ram. Boom! And my repairs are out. Well, that's not good. Oh, it'll be close. Can I get him? A bunch of those will hit. Yeah! Didn't do that much damage, though. Oh, and I was blown up. Probably what I will do is edit the center section of that out, but I'll put that last part in because ramming the enemy ship and blowing them up was kind of cool. I didn't do too bad. I mean, I got blown up, but that's all right. That was fun. So we will escape back to port, and we will close that. And we will quit this game, exit, and get out of that. If you've never played World of Warships, that game is way too much fun. There's also World of Tanks and World of Warplanes. I've tried them both. Warships are my thing. Anyway, that just gives you a taste of gaming performance. Now let me be clear, you cannot expect a $350 computer to play every game at max detail. If you put games like Grand Theft Auto 5 on here, which I didn't even bother because frankly, it will play on this, but it's pretty marginal. A game like Grand Theft Auto 5 or Fallout 4 really needs a dedicated graphics card. The graphics card in this is good, but it has its limitations. Now, if you've watched this entire video, thank you. Be sure to like this video, and if you skipped and just watched parts of it, that's okay too. Like the video anyway, and if you don't, that's okay. Remember to subscribe to my channel down there. I would certainly appreciate it. Comments, questions, thoughts, feedback. Is there different games you want me to show in the future? If you have a favorite game that you would like to see me test, I will consider that. I mean, these are just kind of ones I picked out for now, but I'm open to feedback as to what you guys think I should be testing. Please remember that if this video was helpful to you, all the parts that are in this computer are in the video description below, linked to Amazon. You can pick and choose, of course, among those, and if you have any questions or thoughts or any alternates, by all means, post it in the description below. But those are affiliate links. It does pay me a small commission, and it helps me out. It doesn't change your cost in any way. I did not get any of this stuff for free. Nobody sent me any of this. I bought all of this off of Amazon myself, and those links are what fund my YouTube videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.